Hey everybody, how are you guys this evening? My name is Marissa Myers. For those of you who don't know who I am, really quickly, let's go through and just, say hello to all the people that the new faces on here, which I know we have. Chelsea is new, welcome. Is that Callie invited you? Oh, Raina, okay, cool. Stephanie, how are you, girl? What's up? I invited Stephanie. Ellen is a new face. That's Callie's friend. We have, an iPhone. I don't know I'm going to unmute you. What's your name?
Oh.
I unmuted you.
Oh, you unmuted me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Lupe Palmer.
Lupe, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Who invited you?
Oh, Callie.
Okay, cool. Good to see you.
You as well.
And then Tiffany is a newer face, but on the team, right? Okay. Jessica, how are you? Kendra? That is Callie's, I guess, because she's smiling from ear to ear. Dolores? Welcome. I don't think she can talk. I think she's muted. Mary? Welcome. And the 928 number was Callie's, right? Was Raina's.
Who?
928.
Raina.
What's your name?
Raina. Sabrina.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Good to have you guys on. And we'll get started. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Marissa Myers. I am the founder of Team Aloha, which is the original team that started us all off. And the reason that we're named Team Aloha is because the word aloha literally means breath in your face, and that's what we're doing. We're breathing life into people. I also lived in Hawaii for a couple of years, and I loved it, so the aloha spirit is in me. How I got started with Beachbody is I was introduced by a friend of mine at the time, invited me over to her house to try out this insanity program, which I had, never heard of before. So I did the first 3 minutes of the warm up and I was dying. So I decided that I was going to buy the program, and it ended up sitting on my shelf collecting dust for 6 months. It was before we had challenge groups. We didn't have accountability. I was working full time as a nurse anesthetist. I was actually finishing up my master's in anesthesia. So it was actually worse than working full time. So I was going to school and doing clinicals full time. And I ended up, through that 28-month master's degree, gaining a good 20 pounds, not really eating healthy, wasn't really taking care of myself. I had always been into health and fitness and sports, and I was a swimmer in high school and a runner, and I had done triathlons and always, did boot camps and CrossFit, and I had tried everything. I was always into fitness. And when I graduated from my master's, I was like, all right, that's it. I'm doing this thing. I'm taking it on. And I actually bought my first program off Amazon because my coach wasn't really she didn't really explain to me that she's the coach and, that this is her business and things like that. Cause she was kind of nervous about it and shy about it. And I ended up doing the 60-day program, getting amazing results, losing the weight, getting in the best shape of my life. I know it's cliche, but I really did. And I didn't have challenge groups. Like I said, I wasn't drinking Shakeology because I thought I'm skinny. I don't need to drink Shakeology. I don't really want it, but I didn't really understand at the time that Shakeology is not a weight loss shake. It's not something that you drink and dramatically reduce your calories so that you lose weight. It's a nutritional supplement that gives you nutrients that you're missing in the average everyday American diet. So I ended up, she asked me to be a coach because I was already posting on social media, I'm doing my insanity workout and this and this and that. And she's like, you're already coaching. Why don't you just be a coach? And I was like, no. I just graduated, become a nurse anesthetist. Why would I want to be a Beachbody coach? Kind of making fun of it. Didn't think it was a business. I remember even signing up and we did my getting started call and there was these business tools. And I was like, wow, this is really a business. She's like, yeah, it's really a business. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't understand it. Anyway, she asked me to be a coach for about 8 to 10 months. I said no. And then she had a live workout with Shanti in Fort Lauderdale that she invited me to. And when I went to that event and I met about 100 other Beachbody coaches, or I saw them in this room, and Shanti was doing this live workout. They had these coaches going up and sharing their stories of incredible physical transformations. And then financial transformations where they were going from jobs that they hated to having a passion about what they were doing, to helping people, to making really good money and, you know, doing it with their passion. I was like, all right, I'm in. So I signed up to become a coach. Like I said, I wasn't drinking Shakeology. I still didn't drink Shakeology because I was like, oh, I can do this. I don't need to have Shakeology. And the first 6 months, I failed miserably. I wasn't helping anyone. I wasn't really enrolling anyone. I wasn't doing much with the business. And then I went to this event where Carl Deichler, the CEO of the company, was talking about why Shakeology is so different and why it's so important and what it does for you and how it helps you and the benefits and all. And I was like, fine, I'll do this dang $130 shake for 1 month. And I was like, I'll drink it every day. And if I don't see results, I'm quitting. I was quitting as a Beachbody coach, and immediately felt the energy and the reduction in cravings and, you know, not eating so much junk food and, you know, more regularity and all the benefits that they were talking about. I felt them for myself. And when I did that and posted about it on social media, I was able to attract people to me that were interested in feeling the way that I felt. And my business I earned the same amount of money in the first 6 months as I did in the month after I drank Shakeology every day. And the reason is because I had belief. I had belief in the product, that it works and it's awesome. I had already had belief in the programs because I already got amazing results. I was already sharing those. And then I started to, at that time, realize that I didn't want to be a nurse anesthetist full time anymore. Because while it was an amazing, you know, job as far as finances, it was extremely stressful. It was exhausting, to be honest with you. I work today for 5 hours. I work once a week as a CRNA still. And I worked from 7 to noon. And I literally came home and like the first thing I did was just like crash for like an hour and a half because I was just so tired from being there, from being in an operating room, delivering anesthesia for patients undergoing surgery. It's a lot of energy that you're emitting out and you're not getting anything back. There's nothing coming back to you in that. There's no circulation of energy. It's just out and none coming in. And it leaves you exhausted and depleted and not passionate about it and hating it. So I decided that I was going to go all in. I decided that I was going to do whatever it took. I didn't care how long it took. I didn't care how many people I had to talk to. I didn't care how many people told me no, that I was going to be successful. And not only helping people get amazing results with these products, but replacing my salary as a nurse anesthetist and quitting my job. So with a lot of failure and it wasn't a journey like this to success. It was like this. A lot of failure and a lot of beating myself up over my failures and a lot of not feeling good about what I was doing and not, not liking the kind of results I was getting because I didn't really know how to help people, to finally figuring out a way to create an amazing experience for people in my challenge groups. And then when they had an amazing experience, to have them want to share that with other people and talk about what was getting them those amazing results. And when they did that, they either, number one, referred people to me, or number two, wanted to become a coach themselves and build a business themselves. And when that started happening, then it started duplicating. And we built a team. Now we're called Limitless Unity because we are limitless when we're united together. And since, we started branching off and we have all these amazing, incredible leaders on our team, and I'm not the only one anymore, the founder that started it, but everybody's stepping up and doing all these crazy things, we decided to name ourselves that because that's all encompassing. That's encompassing all of our teams that have kind of split off and started their own leadership and their own tribes. But we do everything as a team. We help each other. We share what's working. We share what's not working. We try to make each other better. We feel like a family, a big dysfunctional family, but we have a lot of fun and we help a lot of people. And I'm happy to say that I've been retired from being a nurse anesthetist since September of 2013. And I still do it once a week just to keep my license active, but my primary business is, helping people through this opportunity, and, it's replaced my salary. Now, no level of success is guaranteed. It's all based on each individual's effort, skill, diligence, and basically how much you put in is how much you get out. That's my story. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, we'll have some other coaches share their stories. If you want to unmute yourself, it's *6, or if you're on the computer, you just click on your face and you click unmute. I guess I'm that good. There's no questions.
You were great.
Okay.
I loved everything you said, so thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Well, then if that is not, nobody has questions or shares, and we can have another coach that's willing to step up and share their story, so you can hear from some other people on our team. Anyone want to be next? Raina? I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, so I'm bathing the baby behind me and doing laundry. So just FYI, multitasking. So my story, I joined a challenge group last February with Callie. She believed in me. She never gave up on me because she had asked me a couple times to join and I had always said no. I did a couple of her free groups, and then finally at 5 months postpartum, I was like, what do you have to lose other than see if you can lose some of this baby weight? So I too was the same with Shakeology. I was like, wow, that's kind of expensive. I can do it for the 30 days because it comes with my challenge pack, but there's no way that I'm going to do this any other month. I don't even think I was a full week and a half in, and I was like, holy cow, I'm already the Energizer Bunny, and the energy that I had was crazy insane. Like, people seriously probably thought I was on drugs. The digestion, there's so many things that I was like, okay, no, this is non-negotiable. I'm doing this. So I told Chris, I was like, this is going to happen. I don't know. I'll go work at Subway. I'll go work at McDonald's a couple days a week, whatever I have to do to afford this. And then I sat down and I looked at the big picture and I was like, hold on, we no longer eat out. I already save money at the grocery store because I'm no longer going up and down the aisles buying boxed and processed frozen crap. I save money on groceries. I was no longer going to the coffee shop before work 3 to 5 times a week. So right there in itself already had my $130 every month covered. I loved my results so much in my first 21 days. I lost 6.5 pounds and 4 inches that I knew that there was something bigger here, that this was my passion, that I had found my calling. And so I became a coach on the second to last day, I think in February, at the end of my challenge group. So I loved it so much that I knew I had to help other people change lives. And I was miserable at work. The lady that I worked with in the office, she was just mean and nasty and just horrible. And I hated going to work every day. And I would come home and I would constantly, excuse my language, but I would bitch constantly to Chris about said person, and it was just miserable, not for just me, but for him to have to hear that constantly. So in February, he told me that I could go ahead and put in my 2 weeks. He has a really good job. So I put in my resignation letter in February of 2016, and then I finished out the school year until May. And so now I've been home doing this full-time coaching since May. I was doing it just part-time while I was working. The best thing that I love about it is Chris's schedule is crazy. So I get to go do things now with him when he is off. I don't have to wait until the weekend and then hope that he's off, because usually on the weekends he's working. And then the biggest part is my now was 5 months old at the time. He's back there in the bath. He's 17 months old. I get to be here with him daily and live my dream and help change lives with him here. And then I'm 14 weeks pregnant. And so I get to do this still through that journey. And it wasn't always easy. I used to have to get up at 3:50 in the morning to pump Austin's Liquid Gold, his milk, before my workout. But I would get my workout done, get my shake, shower, get ready for work, go to work, repeat, do it all over again. So it's one of the best decisions that I made for myself, just personally with my health and fitness. Like Marissa said, kind of cliche, but I'm in the best shape that I've ever been. Even still on this second pregnancy, I'm excited to see how good of shape I stay in this time versus when I was pregnant with my son. But anyways, both coaching and just health-wise, it was the best decision I made. So if any questions, I'll answer them, but I think that's all I had to say.
Thanks for sharing, girl.
One other thing, back to the $130 with Shakeology. Once I became a coach, as long as I change 3 lives every month, which I've done, and more, that also covers my shake. So just FYI.
I'll go next.
Cool.
I got a lot of people on here.
Nobody's asking questions or anything tonight.
No.
Usually people will like chime in, here and there, but maybe we'll do one more story and then we can do questions.
So there's no questions as to how you can fit changing lives into your busy schedule. Okay, because this is kind of where I really find my strength at. Marissa likes to tease me because I do a lot. She's like, you're always on the go, but I'm also in a good place when I'm on the go, For those of you that know me, you know my story. Maybe you don't know my story. I know what it's like to weigh 225 pounds on a 5'3" frame. I also know what it's like to weigh 198 pounds pre-baby. Night before I turned 21, I tipped the scale at that, and that scared the living daylights out of me. So it wasn't until after I had my oldest son that I knew things had to change. I was used to having a whistle blown at me and being told to go and to jump and to dive. I had to find it within myself to be better. My son and my future deserved it, right? I mean, that's a lot of your whys in this group. For you mommies, it's your children. For you ladies that don't have kids, it's for the love of yourself. You're falling back in love with yourself, and that is huge. So I have been doing Beachbody workouts for, Evan's almost 13, so almost 13 years. It has been the in-home fitness that has brought me through some crazy things in my life, but also through busy blessings in my life, my children, moving, stuff like that. And Marissa tried to get me to coach, and I didn't want anything to do with it. I was already going to school to become a teacher. I had already been an ultrasound tech for 10 years. I had this path. Little did I know, she saw something that I didn't see. And she said, you're already doing this. You're already, sharing recipes, posting sweaty selfies. You're already making an impact on people's lives. So I don't recommend this to everybody, but it's what I did. And Raina, she did it as well. Jumped right in, both feet. And I went into the coaching full time. And it is with the coaching opportunity that I have been able to move past some things that have had a grip on me for years. I've just been able to let them go through the personal development. For those of you that are believers, it's brought me closer to God than I've ever been in a long time without tragedy. That's the cool thing. And tonight I made a post. I took a picture of our team call that we were on earlier, and I put, it's priceless. Getting to have this call with these ladies is priceless. Being able to meet up with them and see them. These are my girls. These are my sisters. This is my family. They got my back, and I love it. As far as being a busy mama, you can make this work for you. You do as much as you want to do, or you do as little as you want to do. And then you get to a place where you're like, okay, this is what I want to do full time. And then you go with it. So bottom line is, if you find happiness in what you're doing right now, working out, drinking your Shakeology, you're starting to feel that internal change. You're starting to see that by you bettering yourself is starting to shine a light and people are being attracted to it. This is your invitation. Huge. I mean, just, you're leading by example, and it's amazing. So I just wanted you guys to come on. I know for my group, I said bonus points, but I also put in there that this is important to me because it's going to allow you guys to kind of get an inside look to my coaching life. I can sit here and talk about it all the time, but now you guys, for those of you that are on, you're actually witnessing, you're seeing my upline coach, Marissa Myers. That's the girl, the lady that just purchased a home herself. Kudos again. But she's the one that
Forgot about that part.
But she's the one that never gave up on me. And therefore, I never gave up on Raina. And I never gave up on Tiffany. I have other coaches. They're just not on the call, but that's cool. But do you guys have any questions? All right.
I do.
Good.
I'm Stephanie.
Hi, Steph.
So, we're already doing these things that you're saying is people are taking notice, or maybe we're inspiring other people. What if coaching was something that I was interested in doing, what would be like the following steps to that? Do we just keep doing what we're doing? Do we?
So Marissa is she's your upline coach? Okay. So that was something we spoke about prior to this call, was making our onboarding with coaches even more successful. So you would basically go through some trainings just to kind of learn the back office part. Because the amazing thing is you get an entire online office. You don't have to pay somebody to build you a website or anything crazy like that. But basically, you just keep on working on you and continuing to be a better you, which the personal development is huge. You do the workouts, you drink the Shakeology, you read something that's going to add value to your life, and then you recognize other people out there that are doing the same thing, or somebody that's struggling. You say, "Hey, girl, you got this." It's contagious. That's all I can tell you.
It's been a great week so far, so
Yay!
I've enjoyed it.
Marissa, you want to chime in since she's your girl?
Yeah, well, just so you know, I probably like 99% of my business is done through social media. So it's learning what your brand is, and then kind of branding yourself, what value you can add to people's lives. And I was into fitness. I've always been into fitness. And then being in the healthcare industry, like, it kind of was for me the value that I could add related to fitness. Like, that's why I got into this. I actually thought about going into physical therapy because I wanted to work with athletes doing post-injury recovery, and then I decided nursing because it was safer. I decided, I'll always have a job, and physical therapy is like hit or miss. You kind of have to open up your own practice. So I went through nursing, and then I went to become a nurse anesthetist because I thought I'll make double the money or more, and I can work less, and I can have more freedom, and I can travel more, and I can do all these things. And I was travel nursing before, and I had only 3 days a week as a nurse, and I had all this time off. And when I became a nurse anesthetist, I was like, well, I make more money, but I need to be on call. I have to be here more. And it's like, so I had less time freedom and less, I made more money, but it wasn't, and it wasn't what I was passionate about. So with this, the beauty of what I do now is like, someone across the street, my neighbor, I just moved in here on January 18th, by the way. Yes, Callie, I just bought a house on my own, single. I'm not in a relationship. I have animals, and, I saved up for the down payment. I did everything by myself, and that's pretty incredible because it was like a dream of mine to buy this house, and I ended up getting my dream house, and it's amazing. It's such an amazing accomplishment, amazing feeling. And it would not have been possible to do it the way that I wanted to do it if it had not been for Beachbody. I could have done it as a nurse anesthetist because I made a lot of money, but I couldn't have done it the way that I wanted to do it. Like, when I moved in, I took like a week off. I mean, I just didn't work. I was just, even my challenge group, my challengers knew I was moving. I didn't check in too much. It was just going because they had each other's energy to feed off. And I could have still done it, like I said, that way, but I couldn't have done it in the way that I wanted. And then being able to do all these different things on the house, being able to even look for the house, during the week, anytime I wanted, I could just hop and go, over to see the house because I work from home. And versus, being a CRNA, and I was working full time. Now, I'm not going to say that it came easy, and I'm not going to say that it didn't come without sacrifice, because it did. It was hard work. It was a lot of work. It was hearing no over and over and over and over again, and learning not to take that no personally, to understand that when someone says no to me, it's because of them. It's not because of me. It's not because I'm not good at this, or, I am not offering them something that's going to change their life in an incredible way. It's because they're not ready. And I'm always going to still show up for them. And when they're ready to say yes, I'm going to hope that they're going to remember that it was me that kept, in touch with them and following up with them. So what I find a lot of people do in this business is they come in and they're like, okay, I'm a coach. And then they talk to a couple people, and the people say no. And then they're like, this doesn't work. I'm not good at it. I quit. But you have to come in with the mentality of like, I'm going to give this a true year of my time. I'm going to give it, whatever it is, 10 hours a week if I can, or 20 hours a week, or obviously whatever you put back, you get out what you put in. So if you're going to only do it for 15 minutes a day, you're not going to get much back. If you're going to do it an hour or two a day, you're going to get, better rewards and higher rewards. But we have a training program. We take you through and we teach you, kind of how to clean up your social media, how to post on social media. We give you scripts to use to when you start talking to people and they ask you if they're interested in joining what you're doing, how you respond to them, how you get to know them, how you figure out what their goals are. And most importantly, it really is just focusing on the people that you're talking to and finding out what their pain point is. Because a lot of it is branding on social media, and then having people reach out to you. But when you're reaching out to people and you're inviting them to do this, or they're responding to something that you posted and they're saying, I want to know more, you're spending that time really asking them, what is it that you need solved? You're not asking them, what do you need solved? But you're asking them enough questions to figure out what their pain point is, what their problem is, and how you can solve that problem with what you have to offer. Whether it's that they are overweight and they need to lose weight, or whether it's that they want to clean up their nutrition, or whether it's that they really want to make some new friends, or they want to be a part of a community that supports them and lifts them up and gives them positive, influence in their lives, or whether it's that they are struggling financially and they really want to just have a little side business. Just because you come in and become a coach doesn't mean you have to be a full-time coach. You can be a hobby coach. You can do, just to earn your products, or you can do it just to have a little side grocery money. You don't have to be me. Like, I wanted to do a 6-figure income, I wanted to have a 6-figure income from this opportunity. You don't have to do that. That doesn't have to be your goal. But it can be, maybe you're the person that really wants to do something that you're passionate about and earn a significant amount of money with all the freedom and, time and financial freedom in the world to be able to live your life the way you want to live your life. Now that was me. So that's why I am where I am, but that's not everyone. So we do have a training program. That was my point. Sorry, I went off on a long tangent there.
No, it was great. It's what I asked for. So awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
And I know it's nice to be on the preventative side of healthcare, because I know Ellen's a nurse. Calling you out, Ellen. But it's nice to be on the other side. And you just get to a place where, like Marissa said, you hear so many no's where it's not you, it's them. They're just not ready. So,
yeah.
Tiffany, do you have anything to add? I think Tiffany is our newest coach on this call. You want to talk about how you manage, you have 4 boys.
Yes, I do. 4 boys. And it does take a lot, but I do it when they're sleeping. So I wake up in the morning, I get stuff done before all of them wake up, and then at night when they all go to bed, I get work done. So it does take a lot, of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but you have to move around of what works for you. Like everyone says, what works for you? Because sometimes during the day, I can't get things done because I have a toddler crying who is screaming in his room right now because he doesn't want to go to bed. And a baby who doesn't, wants mom to hold him. With my husband working nights, he sleeps all day. So sometimes it's very tricky. And then 2 older boys who are in school and in sports. So I do get it done, but it does take a lot. But it's so worth it to see other people just super happy about the outcome they get. It's amazing.
And Tiffany's had amazing results with the programs. She's rocking it right now. So, and she's running a challenge group with me right now. It's our first challenge group, and she has a client in there, and she's doing really well. So good job, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Cool.
I wanted to chime in off of Callie. I made notes here in my phone. Oh, you want to chime in too? Austin says hi. When you talked about the sharing of the posts and stuff, I remember that was one of the biggest things that Callie had told me. She was like, you're already doing it. And Facebook, that Facebook memory thing, it's so cool because it keeps popping up, even before I joined Callie. And it has from even 2015, me posting food prep and me posting my workout and just all that kind of stuff. And then now to just see from last year of my coaching journey, the posts that come up as well. And Chelsea, I'm going to call her out, give her a shout out. She is so coach material. She's been doing that herself as well. She reminds me so much of myself. because she posts constantly and she's just throwing that stuff out there even before she joined me, and now she's doing it even more. So good job, Chelsea, because people are watching you, and I tell you daily you're an inspiration. And then Callie also said something about like overcoming things like through this journey that she never thought possible. I have made leaps and bounds with a lot of things, and I know I shared a couple of them, like with Limitless, and then just within Team Strength United, Callie and just our other coaches. But there's just been a lot of things that I have done that I would have never done had it not been for this journey and my personal development. So off my soapbox again.
Okay, well, if let's do a quick, anybody have questions or shares? And if not, then we'll call it a night.
Hey, Marissa.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to thank you for inviting me to your 30-day challenge thing. I just, I appreciate it. And I just wanted to let you know that the motivational stuff that you're sending and the inspirational stuff, Darren Hardy, and it hits home and it makes you think about your future and all that. So that's kind of why I'm attending tonight. And also, hello, Stephanie, here in my 30-day challenge group. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, you too. They're my most, actually I talked about Mary on the team call tonight, you guys. She's my free Beachbody lead that has been around for 5 years since the very beginning, but never actually committed to, working on her journey, and finally reached out and said, I'm ready, got into a free group, took the free group seriously. She was one of the only people posting, and there was like 85 people in the group, and her and one other girl were posting, and now she's in my 30-day challenge with the all access challenge pack, drinking her Shakeology every day, posting on social media every day, and just, you never know when somebody's going to be ready. That's a prime example.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I apparently I wasn't ready. I thought in my mind, yeah, I want to do this. And I just kept letting it go. And finally one day it just sunk in. Let's just do it. And the 7-day challenge was perfect for me. It made me believe that I could do it and carry on. So here I am.
So that's another thing that I do is I host free groups once a month, and I do like a 14-day flat ab challenge. And like the first 7 days is kind of pre-week. It's like taking your pictures. It's the same pre-week as I do in my challenge group. Take pictures, measurements, introduce yourself, get to know the group. And then the second 7 days is an actual challenge where I have people enroll for the free Beachbody On Demand membership, because you can get Beachbody On Demand free for 30 days. And then I give them a meal plan and just support them. And it's not that I'm supporting them because I'm like, I want to get them to sign up with me, because I know that probably out of, if you like, I had 80 people, I only had Mary enroll. She was the only person out of 80 people in my free group, but I am adding value to their life. And whether they just do it to jumpstart themselves and it helps them and they get on a journey and they go do CrossFit or whatever, that's cool. I had some value to add to them. But the people that are interested in what I'm doing and are ready, then they get a chance to kind of try it out, build that confidence, say, yes, I can do this. It's 7 days, but I did it. I followed the meal plan. I did the workouts. I'm ready to do your 30-day group. And I like the person that you are, what you're offering, and the value that you're adding, and I want to do it with you. So I'm not saying that, so that's another way of us running our businesses, is we do free groups. A lot of us do free groups, and it really helps because people get to kind of test you out before they actually spend any money. So thanks for sharing that, Mary. It's been awesome. You and Stephanie, and that group is it's a smaller group. I usually have like 20, and this one I think was only like 11, and it's pretty active. Sarah too. Sarah's been really active too.
Yeah.
So
it's a good group. Yeah. I enjoy it.
I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good.
So what's the next step if you were interested in this coaching thing?
I can talk to you about that personally. I'll just hop on the phone, do a one-on-one call and then kind of talk about what would be next, which essentially is just if you purchase a challenge pack in the past, you pay the $39.95 fee to become a coach, but then you get your fee refunded to you, and then you save 25% on all your future purchases. So you save a discount, and you have the opportunity to help people. And if you just want to do it for the discount, you can do that. But if you want to do it to actually, earn money and maybe get your products paid for or whatever that is, then I will send you a welcome letter and a checklist, and you fill that out. And it's mostly like answering questions about yourself so I can get to know you and come up with a plan to help you reach your goals. Then you go through a 7-day new coach training, which is basically focusing on social media, how to post, things like that. Then after the 7-day, we talk about hosting and running your first free group and how you add value to people's lives. I have a template that I can give you that you just use, and you can copy and paste it. You can make it your own, whatever. And then from there, once you get people through the free group, then it's talking about how you upgrade from free group to paid group and host and run your first challenge group, which I personally rerun it together for the first one. So you don't have to do it on your own. You can either take on a role, or you can just be the most awesome challenger ever in that group and just encourage everyone and invite your people to join in with my group, and we run it together. So it would be our group. That's kind of the next, that's the steps that I do with my coaches. Now that could be a little different if you're on another team, Callie or Raina or whatever, it might be a little bit different, but it's going to be pretty similar because they've all been through, working on it with me. So, I mean, we've all been like in the same team. So we worked on it together.
Well, I'm going to get through this 30-day challenge and see how it goes from there.
Sounds good. You already have people asking, so. They are asking. She's already got like mad following on her Facebook page. So it's pretty cool.
I like those little doggies watching you.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of people that are watching you and following you, which is cool. So.
Yeah, the feedback's been pretty good, but I don't know.
Which means you're an influencer. Like, I think of you as an influencer because you have people that are like watching what you're doing and following you. And
I'm posting on Facebook. They don't really have a choice.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They could not see it. They could not like it. They could not comment. I mean,
they could unfollow you.
They could unfollow you. They could defriend you. I mean,
yeah, I've got some good friends, so.
By the way, Facebook is the #1 social media still. It's better than Instagram, YouTube, any other, it's better. It's the best place to grow a business like this. So.
Yeah, it's helped you.
Yeah, it's primarily my primary Facebook and Instagram, but Facebook was my first, and it was like my primary for a long time until I started using Instagram.
Well, congratulations on your house.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good job.
Thanks. All right, ladies. Well, I think we have gone over everything. So nobody has questions or shares? Then we'll go ahead and end the call. And your coach should be reaching out to you to ask you what you like the most about this presentation and find out what the next steps are for you. But if they don't reach out to you, feel free to reach out to them.
All right, thank you.
Night. See you guys.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Ladies, thanks for being on.
Bye.